You hear the term brand value all the time, right? But what does it really mean? Well, this whole analysis is based on the work of Alexander Chernev, a marketing professor at Northwestern University, and he makes a powerful point. Most of us are only seeing half the story.
That's so true. He basically says that brands create value in two totally different ways. And look, this isn't just some textbook theory. If you don't get this distinction, you're leaving a massive amount of your brand's potential on the table.
All right, so let's get into this duality. First up is what he calls strategic value. So what exactly is that? It sounds kind of abstract.
Yeah, but it's actually the bedrock of everything. Think of it as all the non-cash benefits. It's the pull your brand has in the market, making people crave your product. It's about becoming the place where the best talent wants to work and where other companies are just dying to partner with you. It's all about reputation, influence, and that intangible cool factor.
Okay, so that's the strategic side, the foundation. What's the other currency then?
That's the monetary value. And this is the part that gets the CFOs excited. It's the straight up bottom line impact. We're talking more profit, more revenue, and a bigger company valuation. They're totally linked for sure, but you can't build one the same way you build the other.
That makes a ton of sense. So to really see how this plays out, we need to first look inside the company itself, how the brand actually creates value for its own business.
Exactly. And we're going to start with the strategic stuff first, because honestly, that's the engine. All the money, all the profits, that comes later. It's all powered by this strategic foundation.
Okay, so this strategic value isn't just a vague idea. It shows up in four really concrete ways. The first one is the most obvious. It just flat out bolsters customer demand.
Right. This is brand 101. A strong brand is the ultimate tiebreaker. It's what convinces a customer who's on the fence to choose you over a competitor. It creates desire, not just consideration. It even turns customers into advocates who sell for you.
And that power extends way beyond just customers. The second point is that it gives you much greater collaborator support. And this is huge. Think about it. Why does a certain soda brand always get that prime eye-level shelf space in every single grocery store? It's not an accident. That's raw brand power forcing the retailer's hand. They have leverage.
That leverage point is so key, and it works with people too. Which brings us to number 3, attracting and keeping the best employees. Let's be real, the most talented people have options. They want to work for a brand that they're proud of, one that aligns with their own values. A great brand becomes a magnet for A-plus talent, which just fuels more innovation and a stronger culture.
And the last one? This one is my favorite because it's so psychological. A great brand actually amplifies the impact of all the product's other features. It's wild. A brand can literally make a car feel more powerful, a soft drink taste crisper, or a phone seem more intuitive, all because of the perception and trust built around that name. It changes the experience itself. And if you want to see all four of these things working together in perfect harmony, you just have to look at Apple. It's the ultimate example of this strategic flywheel.
Oh, absolutely. The brand itself drives insane demand, way beyond what the tech specs alone would justify. And because of that power, every retailer on the planet bends over backward to give them prime real estate in favorable terms. That's collaborator support right there.
Yep. And you know for a fact that the world's best designers and engineers are lining up to work at Cupertino. But that last point is the magic ingredient, isn't it? The simple act of putting that Apple logo on a laptop or a phone makes us perceive it as being better designed, faster, more reliable. It amplifies everything. It's this incredible self-reinforcing loop. Okay, so we've established this incredible strategic foundation. You've got the customer demand, the great partners, the best talent. So now, for the big question. How does that translate into actual dollars and cents?
Exactly. This is where we cross over to the other side of the ledger, to the direct monetary value. This is where the brand stops being a marketing thing and starts being a finance thing.
And a huge piece of this is a mental shift. You have to start seeing your brand as a separable company asset. And what does that actually mean? It means your brand isn't just some fuzzy idea. It's a tangible piece of property, like a factory or a patent. It has a real financial value, and this is the key part. It can be bought and sold all by itself, completely separate from the company that created it. And when you look at the real world, the numbers are just mind-boggling. Let's take Pringles.
Yeah, this is a great one. Procter & Gamble built this iconic brand, but then decided it just wasn't part of their future. But the brand itself was so powerful that Kellogg's came along and wrote a check for $2.7 billion.
Just think about that. That's not for the potato flakes or the factories. That's the price tag for the name, the can shape, the logo, the decades of brand building. It's a pure asset sale.
And P&G did the exact same thing again with another one of their titans, Duracell. They sold it to Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway for, get this, $4.7 billion.
Wow. I mean, these examples are just undeniable proof. A brand isn't some expense you write off. It is arguably one of the most valuable and sellable assets a company can possibly own.
All right, so we've covered the value a brand creates for itself, but the story doesn't end there. A truly powerful brand doesn't just benefit itself. It creates this outward ripple of value for its partners too.
That's such a great way to think about it, a ripple effect. It's not a closed loop, it radiates value.
And on the strategic side for these partners, the big win is something called the halo effect. You see this everywhere. It's simple, really. When you partner up with a brand that's stronger or more prestigious than yours, some of their magic rubs off on you. Their credibility, their reputation for quality, their coolness, it creates this halo that makes your brand look better just by association.
And you see it all the time, especially in the high-end markets. Think about Puma. They make great athletic gear, but when they partner with Ferrari, they get this instant injection of elite, high-performance DNA.
Totally. Or look at Diesel. They're a cool fashion brand, but a collaboration with Ducati gives them this extra layer of rugged Italian engineering cool.
Right. And what about Bentley, the pinnacle of luxury cars, co-branding with Breitling watches? It just reinforces that message of precision and craftsmanship. And in every single one of these cases, the brands are basically borrowing and lending equity, and everyone walks away stronger. And just like we saw with the internal company value, this strategic halo for partners leads directly to monetary benefits.
Of course, because these partnerships aren't just for show or a cool billboard. The smart ones are engineered from the ground up to make money, cut costs, and boost margins for everybody involved.
This table really breaks down the mechanics. Let's start with that first one. A luxury car brand putting a premium audio system, say from Bose or Bowers & Wilkins, into their cars.
Right. That partnership alone allows them to add a premium sound package and charge an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. That's almost pure profit, generated entirely by the power of that co-brand.
Okay, what about the next one? The classic Intel Inside campaign. For decades, computer makers like Dell or HP got a massive assist. Intel spent billions telling consumers that the processor was the most important part, which helped sell the whole computer. It was a shared marketing cost, and it massively lowered the computer brand's own expenses.
And that Starbucks and PepsiCo deal? That's a textbook case study in unlocking value through distribution. It took the bottled Frappuccino, which was only in Starbucks stores, and put it in every gas station, every grocery store, every vending machine in the country, thanks to Pepsi's network. The new revenue and profit for both companies was just astronomical.
So when you pull it all together, when you look at the value for the company and the value for its partners, both strategic and monetary, it all boils down to one massive mindset shift.
It really does. You have to stop thinking of brand building as just another marketing cost that vanishes at the end of the year. It's not an expense, it's an investment. You're building a durable, tangible asset that creates value for years and years.
And that really leaves us with one final and maybe the most important question. One that you should take back to your own teams. Yeah, look at your own business, look at the spreadsheets, listen in on the strategy meetings. How are you really talking about and measuring your brand? Is it just a cost center, a budget line to be squeezed? Or is it being managed and measured like the core value creation asset that it truly can be? Because getting the answer to that question right, well, that can make all the difference.